The NBA trade rumor mill is completely exploding right now with a massive update regarding the future of the Boston Celtics. One of the biggest superstars in the entire league is suddenly seeing his name floating around in major trade discussions. NBA insider Marc Stein dropped an absolute bombshell in his recent league newsletter. There are multiple front offices across the league that believe Jaylen Brown could actually be available for trade this upcoming summer. The report mentions a few specific teams that are heavily interested in landing the talented wing. The Houston Rockets are leading the pack alongside the Portland Trail Blazers and the Atlanta Hawks. This unexpected news has sent shockwaves through the entire basketball community. But the context behind this potential blockbuster deal is where things get truly fascinating for the future of the franchise. This report originally surfaced because Boston might need a third team to facilitate a massive transaction. Front office is currently exploring ways to potentially bring Giannis Antetokounmpo to the city. A deal of that immense magnitude almost always requires multiple teams to balance the salaries and assets. If the reporting is completely true, Houston could be the ultimate landing spot for Brown this summer. This could happen either as part of a larger package for Giannis or as a completely separate transaction. But trading away a franchise cornerstone is an incredibly risky proposition for Brad Stevens. Without landing a true game changer like the Greek Freak, it is very difficult to imagine this move working out. The return value simply has to make the roster instantly better, or it is a total failure. Despite the risks, many fans immediately reacted with insane trade ideas and mock proposals online. Social media quickly became completely flooded with wild photoshops of opposing players wearing a Celtics uniform. Fans started posting images of Houston center Alperen Sengun wearing the historic green and white jersey. They also started building complex trade packages involving young players like Jabari Smith Jr. and Reed Shepherd. Some reports even suggested that the Rockets could build a massive trade offer centered around Kevin Durant. They could also attach multiple future first-round draft picks to sweeten the deal for Boston. But the front office has to be incredibly careful with any potential deal involving their star player. Trading away a player of his caliber should not even be considered unless it elevates the ceiling of the team. Jaylen Brown has spent a decade playing his heart out for this historic organization. He has won a championship and secured a Finals MVP award during his memorable tenure in the city. He was just named to the All-NBA second team after putting up the absolute best individual season of his career. If the team decides to move on, it must be a transaction that they absolutely cannot miss on. They must maximize the return asset and avoid making a move simply for the sake of shaking up the locker room. Boston is definitely not looking to take a major step back during this competitive window. Brad Stevens made his intentions incredibly clear during his recent end-of-season press conference. He openly stated that the recent playoff elimination was simply not good enough for this standard. Bringing back a package centered around Sengun and draft picks would not be a proper return for Boston. It simply would not make up for the elite shot-making ability that Brown provides every single night. The absolute only way the front office benefits from sending him to Houston is if it brings Giannis to town. Players like Sengun or an aging Kevin Durant do not raise the overall ceiling for this current roster. Sengun has been a remarkably poor playoff performer for Houston during their recent postseason runs. He consistently struggled to put the ball in the basket when the game slowed down in the playoffs. He shot very poor percentages from the field while taking almost all of his shots from inside the paint. This past spring, his offensive struggles came against weak defensive players who lacked real intensity. He was entirely ineffective when the pressure picked up, and that is exactly why his name is in rumors. As for Kevin Durant, he has obviously had one of the greatest careers in basketball history. He can still contribute to winning at a very high level when he is fully healthy on the court. But the long-term durability and longevity simply are not there for him at 37 years old. Trading away a prime superstar has to pay massive dividends for many years to come down the road. It cannot be a short-term fix that only helps the roster for 1 or 2 seasons before collapsing. Even the massive chest of draft picks that Houston owns does not offer a realistic path to success. The unfortunate reality is that Brown is simply more valuable to Boston than to any other franchise. To stay completely up to date with every single breaking trade rumor this summer, please like the video and subscribe. Port helps us keep bringing you the most in-depth basketball analysis every day. Let us look deeper into why keeping the current core together makes the most sense for the front office. The chemistry between the star players took years to cultivate and refine. Breaking that bond for unproven assets or aging veterans could set the franchise back an entire decade. The pressure to win in this city is unlike any other market in professional sports. Young players coming over from rebuilding teams often struggle heavily under the intense bright lights of the Garden. They are not accustomed to the daily scrutiny and the championship expectations of the fans. Brad Stevens knows that his job depends on making calculated decisions that guarantee wins. He has proven to be a master of roster management since taking over the executive role. He will not let outside noise or fan panic dictate his timeline for making a trade. If a deal for a true superstar like Giannis becomes a reality, he will strike with total precision. But he will gladly walk away from the negotiating table if the return offer does not meet his high standards. The future of the franchise is hanging in the balance as the offseason officially begins. We will continue to monitor every single phone call and report as the draft approaches. Roster building is a highly complex game of chess, and Boston is positioned to make the next major move.